Week in review. Today is Tuesday. Our introduction to parallel lines and transversals. Wednesday, parallel lines and transversals, day 2. Thursday, types of triangles, day 1. Friday will be our mixed review and our asynchronous lesson. Next week, continuing our unit on angles and triangles. Monday, 3.2, which is day 2 of angles of triangles. Tuesday will be day 3 of angles of triangles. Wednesday, types of polygons. Thursday, angles of polygons. And we'll conclude the week with a mixed review on our asynchronous learning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a quick review of parallel lines and transversals. Remember, when two lines, parallel lines, are intersected by a transversal, the first thing that we have are interior angles that are formed. Our interior angles, which I will highlight here, interior, angle 3, and angle 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are our interior angles. Next, we have exterior. Exterior angles are formed on the outside of the parallel lines. Angle 1, 2, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 7, and 8. These are the exterior angles. So vertical angles. Vertical angles are angles that are directly across from one another through the vertex. Remember that our vertex, give me a second to change to pen. Our vertex is the point in which we have intersection. So vertical angles, 6, 7, 5, 8, 2 and 3, 1 and 4. The vertical angles are congruent. And we annotate this, which I'll just do a couple of them. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. Angle 7 is congruent to angle 6. We identify congruent angles with the symbol, which is a weird equal sign with the squiggly line on the top. That is congruent. So vertical angles are directly across from one another through the vertex. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior. And the word alternate is the one thing we want to highlight. Alternate. So if we're looking at interior, we have two sets of alternate interior angles. And so those two angles are as such. Angle 3 would be congruent to angle 6. And angle 4 would be congruent to angle 5. Angle 4 would be congruent to angle 5. Those are our alternate interior. They alternate the sides of the line that they're formed by. They alternate on the sides. So with that, we have alternate interior. So we also have alternate exterior. Alternate exterior angles. And so we identify exterior. Exterior is on the outside. And we'll draw exterior when we look at alternate exterior angles that are congruent, those angle relationships would be angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. They're not on the same side. They are alternating exterior. So angle 7 will be congruent to angle 2. And again, we would say angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 7. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are on the same side of the line. They're just not straight angles. So if we were looking at, and again, let me change to my highlighter. So if we were to slide this angle in this direction, angle 1 would line up with angle 5. And so all of the corresponding angles that are congruent are as such. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. Angle 3 is congruent to angle 7. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. And angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. So 1, 5, 3, 7, 2, 6, 4, 8. And if we were to write it again, angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. Angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. Those are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Same side interior angles are supplementary. And again, all of these are examples of congruent angles. Congruent, which means the values are equal. Same side interior angles are supplementary, which means the measure of the angles, angle 1, let me change it from angle 1, angle A plus angle B equals 180 degrees. So same side interior angles, same side of the transversal, inside angle 3 plus angle 5 would equal 180. Angle 4 plus angle 6 would equal 180. Same side interior. Same side exterior angles are also supplementary, meaning the total of the value of the angles equal 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus angle 7. Angle 1 plus angle 7. Angle 2 plus angle 8. Same side exterior angles. Last thing we want to look at that's supplementary are straight angles. Straight angles are supplementary. So we have a couple different versions of straight angles. Along the transversal, the angles 5 5 plus 7, 1 plus 3, 2 plus 4, 6 plus 8. One and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 are also straight angles. So along each of the parallel lines, we have a pair, and along the transversal on either side, we have a pair of straight angles. So in example 1, it says use the figure to find the measurements of angle 1 and angle 2. So if we look at the picture, it says line blank is parallel to line blank. So if we look at the markings on the two lines, we know that line A is parallel to line B. Line blank is the blank. Line T is the transversal. So if we have parallel lines that are intersected by a transversal or cut by a transversal, now we can identify the other measurements. So here I'm going to identify angle 99 as number 3. So angle 1 is blank to angle 2. So angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180. I know that this has to be supplementary. Because in order for angle 1 plus angle 2 to equal 180, 180 says that they are supplementary. Angle 3 is 99 degrees. So angle 1 and angle 3 are what type of angles? So angle 1, they're on the same side of the transversal. And if I were to slide this angle in this direction, I would end up with angle 1. So that must mean that these angles are corresponding. They must be corresponding angles. And if angle 1 and angle 3 are blank, then angle 1 equals blank. If angle 1 and angle 3 are corresponding, then angle 1 equals 99 degrees. So angle 1 is 99. So because angle 1 and angle 2 are blank, then angle 1 equals, we know that angle 1 is 99 degrees. So how do I find angle 2? So we're going to use a quick algebraic solution. I'm going to find it using a quick algebraic solution. So if I substitute angle 1 for 99 plus angle 2 equals 180. If I subtract 99 from both sides, angle 2 should measure 81. So if I go back and do it in the reverse order, 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 8 is 180. We know that 180 degrees is where we wanted to make sure that they add up to. So angle 2 is 81 degrees. And so because angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles, then angle 1 has to be 99 and angle 2 has to be 81 because the sum of those angles is 180 degrees. So this is how we use the relationships that we went over in the previous slide to figure out the missing values. So use the figure to find the measures of the numbered angles. So angle 1. So if we think back to our vocabulary, angle 1 is directly across from the 75-degree angle through the vertex. If it comes through the vertex, that means that angle 1 should be 75 degrees because they are vertical angles. Angle 1 is 75 degree and the 75-degree angle are vertical, which means they are congruent, which means they are the same value. So the measure of angle 1 is 75 degrees. Now that I know the measure of angle 1, there are a couple of different ways that we can find the rest of the numbered angles. Angle 1, if we were to slide it along the transversal, 1 to 4 would make angle 1 and angle 4 corresponding angles. Therefore, angle 4 would be 75. Just as an example. So let's go through angle 2 and 3. So in order to find angles 2 and angle 3, if we look at these two relationships, they're both straight angles. And in order to find straight angles, we look at 180 minus 75, which should equal 105 degrees. So angle 2 should be 105. And if angle 2 is 105 and 2 and 3 are vertical, angle 3 should also be 105. Now let's check. So it said angle 2 and angle 3 are both supplementary to angle 75, and that is true. If we look at it from this perspective, 75, they are both on two separate vertical lines, which makes both of these angles. The definition of a supplementary angle, angle 2 would have to be 105. So as the measures of angles 2 and 3 are 105. Angles 4, 5, 6, and 7. We already know angles 2, 3, 1. Angle 1 is 75, which makes angle 4 75 because those two angles are corresponding. Angle 2 and angle 5 are both corresponding angles. So angle 5 has to be 105 degrees as well. 75 and 6 are corresponding. So angle 6 is also 75 degrees. Angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding. Therefore, angle 3 and angle 7, yes, are corresponding, and they're both 105. Corresponding angles are congruent because they are formed by transversal intersecting parallel lines. So angles 4 and 6 are both 75 degrees. 5 and 7 are both 105 degrees. And remember, this only works when we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Parallel lines are two lines cut by a transversal do not result in these relationships if the lines are not parallel. So in our next example, what we have is a photo of an airport. We have the photo of an airport. We're going to look at the relationships of the angles based on the photo. So angle 3 and angle 6. Angle 3 is here. Angle 6 is here. So we have two angles, both on the exterior, but they're, since they are not on the same side of the transversal, they alternate sides, we have alternate exterior angles. Remember that alternate exterior angles, based on our definition, are congruent angles. We have alternate exterior. Angle 3 and 6 are alternate exterior angles. So the relationship between them is that they are alternate exterior, and it means that they are congruent. Angle 3 would be congruent to angle 6. Another way to write this would be squiggly line and the equal sign. For angle 2 and angle 7. Angle 2 and angle 7. Again, our transversal, 2, 7. Angle 2 and angle 7. Interior, alternate. We have an example of two alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. And again, the relationship between alternate interior angles is that these two angles are also congruent. They are also congruent. So remember, make sure that you complete your Get Started for today. Homework 2.A, 3.2A will be due tomorrow. Watch the video, take notes, take a picture and upload it to Google Classroom. We will have tutoring on Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30.